I quite often get asked the question, what prompts you to feel so charitable in your life? Perhaps that's a similar question. And it's interesting because people that grow up with some feeling of responsibility socially to help others, and they say, when did it start? I said it started when I was young and in school, and they have a collection of dimes or quarters or dollars. It went beyond that as I grew up with little larger sums. I used to think $25 to an organization was a lot of money. Obviously today, that doesn't do a great deal when you realize how much it costs to do things. And my contributions have grown with it. The largest contribution I've given recently is paying a mortgage off for a community center here in Center City, Philadelphia, and it allowed them an additional $55,000 a year to put into their every yearly program that they weren't putting into paying a mortgage. You know, you wish you could do all these things in your lifetime, but you cannot give away everything you have until the last day and the last hour. I think the thought that this is not a dress rehearsal, you only do this thing one time, and you have to try to do it right. And I think maybe setting up a fund like this with the Philadelphia Foundation is the right thing to do. I spent a good bit of time looking for a foundation, and I looked just even beyond Philadelphia, and I finally decided here in my own hometown was probably the best resource for me and for many other people that I knew. Whenever I asked somebody here in this local area, who is it that's best established and best able to deal with this, it was always the Philadelphia Foundation that was mentioned. So I wound up calling this home. It's interesting when you come together through the Philadelphia Foundation, you meet people from all walks of life doing things in their own communities for their own purposes, but you share this common thread that you're a giver. You're somebody that likes to do things for your fellow man. And boy, this is the place to do it here at the Foundation. You meet a lot of very generous, charitable people. When I originally came in, I opened up with a donor-advised fund, which allowed me to support local charities of my taste, choice. And I was able to do it on a local basis. I could even stop by their offices. I met their staff, and I felt very comfortable dealing with them. They were always professional. They always expedited any of my requests for money to be given, and my experience with them was excellent. A few years later, I decided I wanted to do something more long-term, beyond my tenure. I realized that life is not a dress rehearsal, and that if you wanted to leave funds in the long term to take care of the objectives or the purposes or the things that it meant so much to you, that you had to leave them with someone that would really be around for the long term. And I decided Philadelphia Foundation was it. I have established an endowment which will go long beyond my life, and it will grow with them. And each year it will be able to fund far more in funding than perhaps I would ever be able to do in my lifetime.